Hello everyone and welcome to the Shadow Realm. Today I'm going to showcase my Phantom Knight Adventurer deck profile. This is going to be a slightly different approach to the deck and I hope you enjoy it. Friendly reminder before we start to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Also, if you have any questions about the deck, you can join my Discord server and the link is down in the description. Now without further ado, let's dive right into the deck profile. We're going to start things off with triple copies of Phantom Knights of Thornskills. Although the Adventurer engine prevents you from using the effects of normal summoned monsters, you have multiple ways to special summon back Thornskills from the graveyard and then activate his effect as normal. And for those that don't know, you can send one card from your hand and then foolish another PK to the graveyard. This card is both a starter and an extender. Moving on to the second best PK card, we're playing triple copies of the Phantom Knights of Silent Boots. When you control any Phantom Knights monster, you can special summon this card from the hand and then you can banish it from the graveyard in order to search for any PK spell or trap. You're usually searching for your Fog Blades or the Phantom Knight's Wing or even the Saint Brigandine if you need some extenders. Moving on, we're also playing double copies of Phantom Knights of Ancient Cloak. The main effect of this card that matters is that you can banish it from the graveyard and then search for any Phantom Knights monster or even a Saint Brigandine. You can also change it to defense and then boost one of your dark monsters by 800 attack and defense. For the last PKs that we play in the main deck is one copy of Phantom Knights of Ragged Gloves and one copy of Phantom Knights of Stained Greaves. Stained Greaves can special summon itself when another PK is special summoned, and Ragged Gloves can banish itself from the grave to foolish for another PK card to the graveyard. Now let's move on to the Adventurer package. We're playing triple copies of the Aquamancer of the Sanctuary. This is the most broken card in the archetype because it allows you to banish it from your hand or graveyard in order to search for the right spell that special summons a token, and also if you control an Adventurer's token, you can special summon this card from your hand for free. Keep in mind that this is also level 3, so you can easily send here with Cherubini to the graveyard. Moving on, we're also playing the single copy of Wandering Griffon Rider because this is a non-negate when you control a Brave token on the field by shuffling this card back to the deck. We're of course playing triple copies of Rite of Aramesir because this is an amazing card that special summons an Adventurer token on the field and at the same time it activates the Journey of Destiny directly to the field. This card is also searchable with Aquamancer, so you're essentially playing 6 copies of it. And moving on to the last card in the Adventurer package, we're playing a single copy of Dracoback and one copy of Journey of Destiny. With Dracoback, you can bounce back any card your opponent controls back to the hand, and when sent to the graveyard, you can equip it back to an Adventurer token. As for Journey of Destiny, this card allows you to search for any Adventurer card that you need, so you can easily search another copy of Aquamancer in the grind game, so you can have another free body on the field. Let's move on to the most generic extenders. We're playing a single copy of Taketomborg and one copy of Teratop. Teratop is such a free card that allows you to easily go into Cherubini, and the amazing thing about Taketomborg is that it can special summon itself to the field if you control a wind monster, and the great thing about the Adventurer engine is the fact that it provides you a wind body on the field that you always have available other than Levier. Another generic starter that we're playing is one copy of Junk Forward. Not much to explain here, this card is a free body on the field that you can easily use to start your combos. Now for the spice of the deck, we're playing a single copy of Graph and one copy of Seer. As you will realize shortly, I'm not including Scythe in this deck at all. Both of these cards are really versatile, especially if you get Lanciad, so you have enough bodies to extend even further. And many people shotgun the Lancia in the standby phase, so you have a guaranteed way to play past that. The package that almost everyone is playing is one copy of Celestial, one copy of Dasher, and the double copies of Fusion Destiny. Now the semi-limit of Fusion Destiny really makes the deck rely more on Anaconda, but if you happen to hard open it, you can easily go into IP instead of Anaconda, so you have another form of interruption during your opponent's turn. Moving on to the only hand that we're playing in the main deck is triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. This card has so many generic applications in this format because you can use it to stop your opponent's Journey of Destiny or even stop any important search that they have to make. Moving forward, I might have to make some room for another hand drop. Now the single best spell in the deck is triple copies of Forbidden Droplet. The card works flawlessly in this deck because it allows you to send any PK or Adventurer card that you need to the graveyard and easily deal with your opponent's Scythe or any other form of interaction that they have on the field. If you have the budget, you have to run this card. And moving on to the Psyche one-offs, we're playing a single copy of Caught by the Grave, one copy of Foolish Burial and one copy of Rota. Now the newest addition in the deck is Foolish Burial because it allows you to send any PK or Adventurer card that you need to the grave. Now moving on to the trap lineup, we're playing a single copy of Saint Brigandine because we can use it to extend and go for Bardis or use it for Anaconda plays. Now I'm also playing the single copy of Wings just to have another name in the graveyard and of course the triple copies of Fogblade. Some people are trying to play double copies of Fogblade, but this is such a great card, especially in the grind game. And if you happen to open multiple of this card, you can easily send them to the graveyard with the effect of Journey of Destiny. Moving forward, I might make some room for some hand traps, probably 2 copies of Lancia in the main deck. Now moving on to the extra deck, I'm playing a single copy of Link Spider so we can link away our tokens either than Nibiru or the Adventurer one. And moving on to the Link 2s, we're playing a single copy of IP, one copy of Cherubini and one copy of Predevil and Verde Anaconda. If we hard open Fusion Destiny, we usually go into IP therapy, so we can have another interruption during our opponent's turn. Also, we can easily make Bartis or Apollousa and have them protected for your opponent's card effects. But if you decide to play the Scythe package, I highly suggest you replacing IP with that. Now moving on to the link 3s, we're playing a single copy of Bartis and one copy of Nightmare Unicorn. Unicorn is such an important card going second because it allows us to shuffle back our opponent's resources and then link Limey to access code. Speaking of which, we're playing a single copy of Apollousa and one copy of access code Talker. Now some people cut Apollousa entirely because they play Griffon, but if your opponent interrupts you during your Griffon summon, you can special summon Apollousa and protect your combos from getting interrupted furthermore. Now let's move on to the Exceed lineup. We're playing double copies of Breaksword. I can't stress enough how important this card is to play at 2 copies because it allows you to have an incredible grinding game and allows you to interrupt your opponent at multiple points. We're also playing the single copy of Levier the Sea Dragon because he's very important for any single combo that we make, one copy of Downward Magician so we can easily make a 4 material Zeus, one copy of Time Thief Redoer, especially powerful against the backrow matchups that helps you out to grind Eldritch by special summoning itself under Bartis zone and destroying their cards on the field. You're also guaranteed to steal a trap and bounce back the monster they control. And the final exit in the deck is Divine Arsenal Double Zeus, the Sky Thunder, that is an amazing blowout card, especially against the backrow decks. And the final card in the extra deck is a single copy of DP. This combined with Griffon Rider provides this deck with an amazing grind game. Moving on, we're also playing the single copy of Red Reboot, especially powerful against backrow decks like Eldritch that play triple skill drain. And because we hate backrow, we're playing double copies of Evenly Matched. It is also great in the mirror because it forces your opponent to keep the token on the field and banish their entire field. And continuing the trend with the backrow hate, we're playing double copies of Lightning Storm. This card is a blowout against decks that have no Omni negates or heavy backrow matchups like Eldritch or Altergeist. And the last backrow hate card that works extremely well in the mirror match is triple copies of Cosmic Cyclone. This card in conjunction with a droplet in your hand allows you to completely wipe your opponent's field and even not decay them at the same turn. As you can see, half of my side deck is dedicated against the backrow matchups. Now moving on to the rest of the cards, I'm playing triple copies of Artifact Lancia. Moving on, I might include this card in the main deck because it allows you to play around Cosmic Cyclone and Evenly Matched, and at the same time it shuts down the mirror match, or even decks like Invoked and the Tenny package in Sorcerer. And the last card in the side deck is triple copies of Drone and Lockbird. There are so many great applications for this card in this format. It's really great against the Invoked Shadow, the visual matchup, and especially in the mirror match because the Adventurer token package makes a search multiple times. Now I'm going to showcase a really powerful combo that the BA package allows us to have in this deck. This is not an uncommon hand, especially opening the right of our Messier. We're going to start things off with the right and special summon a token to our side of the field, and then we can activate Journey of Destiny directly from the deck. Then we're going to activate the effect of Journey of Destiny to search for the Griffon Rider and send a random card from the hand to the graveyard. Then we can special summon the Griffon Rider and have an Omni negate to our side of the field. And since we special summon the monster, we can use the second effect of Journey of Destiny and search for the Dracoback. Now keep in mind that Dracoback is an amazing discard because when we use the effect of Thornscales to send it to the graveyard, it can equip itself back to the Adventurer token. Now we're going to normal summon the Thornscales and special summon the Silent Boots, and then link them away for a copy of Cherubini, Ebon Angel of the Burning Abyss. Now since we have 2 PKs in the graveyard, we can use the effect of Cherubini to send a Graph to the graveyard, and then we can trigger the effect of Graph in the grave to special summon a copy of Seer. Just keep in mind to special summon Seer to a zone Cherubini points to so he won't be destroyed. And we're going to link them away for a copy of Rusty Bartis. And since Seer was sent to the graveyard, we can special summon back Cherubini from the grave. After that we can activate the effect of Rusty to send Ancient Clock to the grave and set one Sate Brigandine to our side of the field. Since we have no traps in the graveyard, we can activate Sate Brigandine that turn into a set to the field. Now we can proceed to activate the effect of Ancient Clock by banishing it and search for a copy of a PK monster. In this instance, we're going to search for a copy of Stained Greaves. And since we banish the Phantom Knights card, we can special summon from the grave the copy of Thornscales. Now we can trigger the effect of Stained Greaves from the hand and special summon it to our side of the field. Now we can finally activate the effect of Thornscales to send to the graveyard a copy of Dracoback. And then we're going to send to the graveyard a copy of Ragged Gloves. And since Dracoback was sent to the graveyard, we can activate his effect in order to equip itself back to the Adventurer token that we have on the field. Now with the 2 level 3 bodies on the field, we can overlay both of them for a copy of Levier the Sea Dragon. This play allows us to get back the Ancient Clock from the banished pile, so we have enough resources for the grind game. And at the same time, we're going to have enough materials for their link plays. We're going to activate the effect of Levier to detach Stained Greaves and then special summon the copy of Ancient Clock from the banished pile. Before we link it away, we're going to activate his effect to boost Bartis by 800 attack and then go into defense. Then we can use Levier, Cherubini and the Ancient Clock for link summon of a 3 material Apollousa. Apollousa adds another layer of protection to our board and it's really helpful because we don't have to waste our Omni negate to any monster effect our opponent activates. Now we can banish Ragged Gloves in order to foolish for a copy of Wings, and immediately after that we can banish the copy of Wings in order to revive back 1 Phantom Knights from the graveyard. In this instance we're going to revive back the Stained Greaves because we don't care if it gets banished. Next we can activate the Sate Brigandine and special summon it to our side of the field, and then link it away for a copy of Link Spider. This way we can have 2 effect monsters on the field, so we can link them away for a copy of Predaplant and Vert Anaconda. And after we special summon the Predaplant and Vert Anaconda to our side of the field, we can pay 2000 life points, activate its effect, and send Fusion Destiny and the 2 bricks to the graveyard. In this way we're going to have an amazing follow-up by banishing Celestial to draw 2. And of course we're going to special summon the copy of DPE to our side of the field. Also don't forget to banish the copy of Silent Boots in order to search for a copy of Fogblade. So this way we're going to have an endboard that's really versatile and can be very flexible to deal with both back row and combo matchups. Especially in big events that you don't know what your opponent is playing, it's not really wise to go for the Scythe lock because this way you waste your DPE that can otherwise be very devastating against back row matchups. So if you think it's mandatory to have the Scythe lock, you can keep it in your side. Also if you know that your opponent plays a back row deck, you can go for IP Mascarena and go into Unicorn during your opponent's turn and shuffle back the resources. And that pretty much wraps up today's video. If you enjoyed the content and you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to drop a like and a comment down below because it motivates me a lot. Also if you want to support the channel in any way, shape or form, there are links in the description down below alongside my affiliate links. Also don't forget to join my Discord server, you can find the link there as well. Until next time, hope you all stay safe and I will see you in the Shadow Realm.